Hey guys, it's Mike here. It has been an incredible week. From a professional perspective, I have been beyond busy. As you know, I'm a software consultant. I ended up on a project that really shouldn't have been that complicated, but as things go, it took about like 70 hours. So it's been a little exhausting. In the middle of all this, last week, as I mentioned in my previous video, I got my replacement Galaxy Note 7. Just to find out that the replacements are just as faulty as the originals that they replaced, and that Samsung has once again recalled them, and this time they're killing the Note line entirely. So I have to find another device to get, because clearly, even if I thought that this device in my hand was 100% safe, where am I going to get software updates for it? And Samsung very well may put those warning screens on it in the next software update like they did in the pre-recall model. So I guess if you feel it's 100% safe and you don't mind dealing with warning screens and no software updates and potentially risking your house, your car, your kids if they play with it, then go ahead and keep it. But honestly, as much as I like this device, gotta go. So I gotta figure out what to do. But let me kind of explain to you what this experience is like, okay? So the Note 7 came out. It's got a lot of features that are still not in other smartphones. Always on display, USB-C, iris scanning to log in, awesome S Pen stylus that you can even use underwater if you needed to. So they're probably a good year ahead of everyone else, including probably about themselves. It's also, by the way, an incredible looking device. It's got great lines, comfortable in the hands, got the Edge display. So I guess if I had to give this an analogy to what life's like, it's sort of like meeting your one true love. She's everything you've always wanted. You find out you got everything compatible with her. You agree on things. You finish each other's sentences in the first week you meet. And a month later, you run off to Vegas to get married, and you're on top of the world just to find out she's batshit crazy and she's trying to kill you. That's kind of what the Note 7's like. So, coming off that, I got to go pick something else to be my life partner as a phone. And I'm looking at two different items right now. One is to just simply go back to the Note 5, which was a very good device, even though it's a year old at this point. And they have lower production, so it may be a little harder to find, especially if you're in Europe where they never really released it in the first place. But I would still keep my S Pen functionality. The other option is, assuming that Samsung actually goes ahead and makes the Note 8, and I hope it's everything like the Note 7 without the exploding part, because that would be just bad. But if they made it like the Note 7, but like without exploding and maybe a few improvements, I'm all for the Note 8. But either, best case, that's not going to come out till next summer, even if they accelerated development. And Samsung, if you're listening, do not accelerate development. That's got you in trouble last time. Take your time. Patience is a virtue. So, in the meantime, like I said, I got the Note 5 as one option. The other option I'm actually considering is, at least for a temporary period, going with an S7 Edge. It seems to be pretty much everything the Note has in it, with the exception of the iris scanner, secure mode. If you're not familiar with secure mode, it's like having almost a virtual machine on your device. You unlock it and you got separate apps and photos and everything that's completely separated from your device. So you could have like a public persona. You can lend your phone to somebody and not worry about it. And you have all your private stuff in secure mode. And for example, if you have one app that can only be configured to one account, but you want to use it with a second account, you put one in the secure mode box and you can open up and basically have two different copies of the app on the phone at the same time. That's great. That's not in the S7 Edge. You might be able to jury-rig it with Knox, another Samsung technology. I'll find out. But beyond that, other than losing the S Pen and the larger screen and the iris scanner, it's not a bad device from what I can see. And I can probably live without the S Pen until the Note 8 comes out. So I may go that route. I got to go see what's in stock at my local Samsung store. I have no idea if the S7 Edge comes in black. I hope it does. I kind of like that color. So that's where we're at. So unfortunately, me and this Note 7, as much as it pains me, much it's going to break my heart, I'm going to have to let her go. And it's really not me. It's her. Okay, so she's got to go. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss you. I'm always going to think about you. You're my one true love. Bye. And I'll let you know what I get. So whatever I end up getting, I'll post a video on it. So just try to have a little fun with this. But in all seriousness, guys, it's a great phone. But There is safety issues. I mentioned that in my last video. And you're not going to get updates for it. And even if you can live with that, when you try to resell this thing in a year or two, it's going to have zero value. Nobody's going to touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. So for all the upsides, the downsides are pretty huge. So save yourself the pain, save yourself the heartache, keep yourself safe. Even if it's a small number of devices that are actually affected, people win the lottery sometimes, so just be careful, get it back. And I really didn't want to make this many videos on a Note 7, but here we are. Think about this, 8 weeks, we've gone from state-of-the-art new device, bestseller, to 2 recalls and being discontinued and causing a ton of pain for carriers, and probably last estimate, I think Bloomberg came out with it, I think it was Bloomberg, almost $18 billion lost. So Samsung can absorb that once maybe. Somebody's not going to be working in electronics anymore over there. Anyway, that's it. Until next time, this is Mike.